The Prophecy of the Black Tablet, The Awakening of Zakharra. The forbidden tablet by the banks of the Tigris River, a team of archaeologists were about to uncover a secret that would change history. As the scorching sun beat down, the sound of a pickaxe struck something unusual. Not stone, not earth, something else. Cold, black, and lifeless. Dr. Lael Erdem, the lead archaeologist, had never seen anything like it in her 50-year career. The surface was matte black, almost absorbing the sunlight. There were no writings, only strange burn marks that resembled scorched fingerprints. A young intern reached out to touch the stone. The moment his fingers met its surface, his eyes rolled back and he collapsed. His lips moved. A language spilled out, one no one understood. They recorded it. And when it was analyzed, one sentence repeated in ancient Aramaic, "Zakharra is awakening." A local shepherd recognized the phrase and whispered, "If Zakharra returns, the gods will fall silent." The next morning, the pit was empty. The tablet had vanished. Only one thing remained. A footprint with claws, not human. The voice behind the silence. The excavation site was shut down. No official explanation. The media was told it was nothing important. But a security guard broke the silence. He said, "The stone. It started vibrating, as if it was breathing." That night, all the cameras failed. Radios went silent, and out of nowhere a lightning strike hit the center of the site, even though the skies were clear. Dr. Lael Erdem disappeared from her tent. Only her notebook remained. Inside was a single crumpled note. Zakharra spoke to me. It is not a god. It is what the gods tried to forget. Her team was scattered, but the whispers began. In telegram groups, in the dark web, one word echoed, Zakharra. It had never been written in history, not because it was lost, because it was never allowed to be written. The Lost Cult and the First Seal. 1 week after Lael's disappearance, a sealed tomb was opened near ancient Nineveh. The body inside had not decayed. Its skin was pale, its fingernails black, its eyes still open. On its forehead was a burn mark, identical to the ones on the black tablet. A scroll was found beside it. The alphabet? Unrecognized, but part of it could be translated into Aramaic. "When the first seal breaks," Zakharra whispers, "when the second breaks, the gods fall silent." That text matched no known mythology, but its final line chilled everyone. As Zakharra takes shape, minds will reject the light. That night, every child in the nearby village had the same dream, a shadow descending from the sky, a face without eyes, and a stone crashing to earth. The same stone, the black tablet, and one child screamed before dawn, "He's coming!" The whispers take shape. As Zakharra's name spread, strange events followed. Across villages near the Tigris, people reported hearing voices in their sleep. But the voice was not male, not female, not human. And yet it spoke clearly. "You tried to forget me. You prayed to them because they feared me. They sealed me, but you opened the gate." One worker smashed his own skull against a rock. His face still smiled when he died. Another wrote in a notebook, "I close my eyes, but it still sees me." The surviving members of the team stopped speaking to each other. They all shared the same dream, but they believed that speaking it out loud would make Zakharra stronger. Too late. It was no longer just a whisper. It had become an idea, and ideas outlive gods. The temple and the second seal. Sinan Aras, Lael's former assistant, traced forbidden maps across northern Mesopotamia. In the heart of a forgotten desert, he found something, a hidden temple, buried in blue stones. No writing on the entrance, but the carvings were unmistakable, a creature with arms made of faces, mouths screaming, eyes absent. In the center lay a stone block, identical to the black tablet but smaller. On its surface, a hollow circle and 3 overlapping lines, and one line beneath. This is the second seal. If broken, the silence becomes flesh. Sinan broke it. At that moment, every person nearby collapsed. Blood trickled from ears, eyes flooded with tears. Some screamed, others dropped silently, except Sinan. He smiled. I've spoken with him. He vanished the next day, and the third seal was still untouched, where science and Sinan's disappearance was labeled a missing case. But the survivors never spoke again. Others began to feel it. Online forums lit up. A Reddit post read, "Something is whispering in my dreams. The name is Zakharra. Anyone else?" 213 people replied. Same dream, same name, same phrase. The gates are open. A university professor lost control during a lecture. He screamed, "It's not a symbol, it's a doorway," then gouged his eyes out. That clip was erased from the internet, but satellites picked something else. Strange magnetic pulses at exactly 3:33 a.m. every place where Zakharra A.S. name was spoken. One physicist at MIT published an article. Final sentence. Zakharra is not a being, it's a wave. But not just a signal, it carries will. Science fell silent, because it began to ask the one question it feared. What if it is not mythology? The eye of Zakharra, 14-year-old Arda, was just editing videos at home. Suddenly, his screen flickered. Came back, but in the corner. An eye. Not a normal eye. No iris, no pupil, just a symbol. He took a screenshot. It vanished. His phone wiped itself. His laptop blue-screened. That night, he saw it again on the ceiling. It didn't blink, didn't move, but it watched. His mother saw nothing. The therapist said, stress. But Arda wrote in his journal, "It doesn't watch me from the outside. It's inside me." Then he vanished. Security footage caught his last moment. He was walking, but had no shadow. Scientists confirmed that same eye symbol had been found in ancient ruins in 3 different countries. When the sites were connected on a map, they formed a triangle. At its center, a desert with no name, the desert of the silent signal. A special team of 12 was sent into that desert. Not to explore, but to answer a summoning. They weren't going to the desert was calling them. When they arrived, they found it beneath their feet, the mark. Same symbol as the black tablet. One night, a figure appeared on the horizon, unmoving, faceless. The next day, 2 members were gone. No tracks, no blood, only one message in the sand. The gate is open. No one opened it. It opened itself. Zakharra had never been gone. It had always been here. They had simply tuned in to its frequency. The silence of the gods. Throughout history, every god had a name: Enlil, Yahweh, Marduk. But ancient whispers told of one without a name, because naming it would give it power. Or worse, summon it. Ancient tablets held only its symbol, a circle inside a triangle. No one could read it, until now. Zakharra wasn't a god. It existed before gods. The gods invented religion to drown out its signal. Because when people pray, they make noise. And Zakharra hated one thing: sound. Faith is dying. Prayers are fading. And Zakharra is no longer a whisper. It speaks, the awakening. The black tablet reappeared. Not excavated, it revealed itself. All over the world, on a mountainside in Indonesia, inside Iceland's glaciers, in a ghost town in Africa, and again, by the Tigris River. They couldn't be touched, only seen. And everyone who saw them said the same thing. The shadow is leaking in. Zakharra needs no body. It grows in the silence, in disbelief, in the space where gods used to be. At 3:33 a.m., 144 children vanished. Weeks later, they returned. Eyes gone, mute, and marked, with the tablet symbol burned into their skin. Zakharra had awakened. But there was no earthquake, no fire, just a quiet collapse. The gods are silent, humanity no longer listens, and Zakharra waits. Because the final prophecy is simple. Once Zakharra awakens, it never sleeps again. Zakharra hasn't fully awakened yet. But if you like this video and subscribe, the prophecy will continue. And some truths will no longer stay buried. The gods are silent. Now, it's your turn to speak.